Alright, here we go, ladies and gentlemen, another episode of Viewers Mode. I know I haven't done one in a while. I am actually recording this one before I actually do the Velocity pre-show matchup between Ryback and Jinder Mahal, but the Velocity matchup, while it's recorded after SmackDown, it will be uploaded before SmackDown because it's the pre-show. Anyway, as build up for the last 2 weeks, Carmella, she takes on current SmackDown Women's Champion Alexa Bliss. This started because Alexa Bliss just mocking of how she defeated both Mick James and Carmella in a triple threat to become SmackDown Women's Champion. But more on that later, as Bray Wyatt, the World Champion, he faces off against the man he actually debuted in the beginning of Universe Mode. He takes on Bray Wyatt once again. Last time these two met, it was Aleister Black who won his debut matchup against Bray Wyatt. And now it's going to be Wyatt and Black once again. But the reason to ask why these episodes are short, we're simulating this. Kofi Kingston of the New Day, Shawn Michaels of the SmackDown Tag Team Champions DX, who will be between Michaels or Kingston. Is Kofi Kingston? Can that be a preview of what happened for SmackDown Tag Titles? Perhaps King Cesaro, the King of the Ring winner, he takes on Cruiserweight Champion Seth Rollins. Cesaro looks ridiculous here, but hey, he won the King of the Ring tournament, so just had to put that on him. But anyway, who's going to win this matchup between Rollins or Cesaro? And it is Seth Rollins, their Cruiserweight Champion, non-title, of course, also because Cesaro is not Cruiserweight. Anyway, so it doesn't matter. US Title Challenge, and Aries defeats Mr. Mindbank, Jay Lethal. So there you go. That happens. Jay Lethal, of course, won the Mindbank back at the Bound for Glory pay-per-view. And Austin Aries has been United States Champion since the Bound for Glory pay-per-view as well. So there you go. Aries using the Open Challenge once again. Jay Lethal fails to win it. Anyway, so we now go on to your fourth matchup here. Carmella and Alexa Bliss. Alexa Bliss, of course, SmackDown Women's Champion. The first ever SmackDown Women's Champion here in Universe Mode. She's been holding that title since like week 12, I believe. Week 12, week 13. Which when the women started to actually debut. Or week 14. One of those 3 weeks down there. I think week 14 now that I think about it more. And of course, Carmella, she won the first ever SmackDown Women's matchup, which was a battle royal with all the 7 of the women here on the SmackDown roster, along with after that, due to the top 3 being Carmella, Alexa Bliss, and Mickie James, and of how long they lasted in the top 3, because once it was done in the top 3, the match went on for like a while. It was a very lengthy battle royal. And so then after that, next week's episode of where episode of SmackDown that was, we did have a triple threat between those 3 women. The winner of that one was Alexa Bliss, and that was for the SmackDown Women's Championship. And while we did have a number 1 contenders matchup a couple weeks back, Naomi, she won that number 1 contenders matchup. And Alexa Bliss, she did cut a promo before that matchup, saying some, I guess say, not so good stuff about Mick James and Carmella. Carmella especially took that lightly. Well, didn't take it lightly, because she was called a lackluster competitor. And Carmella, she looks to prove that she's not one here tonight, as she did announce that last week, challenging SmackDown Women's Champion Alexa Bliss to a non-title contest. SmackDown General Manager Jim Cornette did make the match official, which is what's happening right now. Of course, main event, Bray Wyatt and Aleister Black, current number 1 contender for the World title, Dolph Ziggler, as he has his rematch clause for that title. He did lose once to Aleister Black. Once he used that rematch clause, which was most likely going to happen at SummerSlam. If he loses the second time, well, then he's going to have to climb up the ranks until Aleister Black loses that championship, where he could perhaps climb up the ranks a little more quicker. But then it's going to be a while for him to go back for the World title. It all just depends on the luck of the matches, whether they're normal contender matches, whether they're just build-up, or if they're just random matches, who knows. Of course, Bray Wyatt, he hasn't been doing that well in Universe Mode. He's been highly forgettable. Aleister Black, he made his debut against Bray Wyatt, I believe in like week 3. I believe week 3 or week 4, and not, then it's probably week 2, one of those weeks. I know it was before week 6, which was the first ever SmackDown pay-per-view, No Surrender. Second ever one being, well, I don't know why I'm loading on the volume here. I don't know, this was pre-recorded a couple minutes ago. I really don't know why I did that. Anyway, moving on. So Bray Wyatt, he's been highly forgettable. He hasn't been doing that well in Universe Mode. We should probably put him in the Velocity circuit if we do have matchups set for Velocity in week 19 Or I could just use, yeah, I don't know, I'll just set up a random matchup. Perhaps I'll put Bray Wyatt in it to work the velocity circuit. I don't know. Anyway, Alexa Bliss nails the clothesline slightly to Carmella. Of course, non-title contest here. Most likely at SummerSlam, it'll be Naomi challenging Alexa Bliss for the SmackDown Women's Championship. On Raw, they're trying to figure out their Raw Women's situation with their two respective triple threats of the 6 women on the roster. In the latest episode, which was Raw Week 18, we did have Trish Stratus winning triple threat, and now the other 3 remaining women in the Raw roster. Whoever wins that triple threat, they shall face off against Trish Stratus at SummerSlam for the Raw Women's Championship. So, we could know that the Raw Women's Champion could probably be Trish, but who else of the Raw Women's division will it be? As I believe, if I have it written down, the Week 19 triple threat, which will be the second triple threat, will be between, Nikki Bella, Chyna, and Becky Lynch. So we already had Trish Stratus defeat Bayley and Osmond Kong in their latest episode of Raw. So Raw Week 19, Nikki Bella, Chyna, Becky Lynch, one of them could face off against Trish for the vacant Raw Women's Championship at SummerSlam, because then after that we got Raw Week 20, which is one more week build up, so yes. And now Alexa Bliss the head scissors to Carmella, looking to make her tap out there. Don't forget, Carmella definitely, at least in her mind, she's not a lackluster competitor, which she really is not, but Alexa Bliss did call her that. If Carmella was a lackluster competitor, then how come she would win the whole battle royal with the rest of the women's division, which was 6 other respective women in the battle royal a couple of weeks back in the first ever women's matchup here on SmackDown, along with Raw having the first ever one and ECW having the first ever one back in equal identical weeks, which I believe week 14, yes. And Carmella with the head scissors. I guess we could consider that the code of silence. Some people call it the cone of silence, which I find it weird, but no, it's the code of silence. I've noticed some people call it the cone of silence. I don't know why, but yeah. Silence, not science. So, of course, ladies and gentlemen, Lieutenant Dolph Ziggler, he still has the revenge clause. Shall I say how that works out? Of course, King of the Ring winner Cesaro, he has a guaranteed world title opportunity against current world champion Aleister Black, unless it is to change to Dolph Ziggler in the next couple of weeks, because we still got this episode, we still got next week, which is week 19, and we still got week 20, which is 2 episodes away, including this one and the next one. And then after that, well, week 20, that'll be the go-home show, and then we have the SummerSlam pay-per-view, where it's going to have a pre-show, 10 matches on the regular show, 3 or 4 on the pre-show. I believe only one match will be on the pre-show for SmackDown. I also believe 1 for Raw, and perhaps 2 for ECW if we do have 4. I believe there's 3 pre-show matches, but yes, SmackDown, they'll have 3 matches in the regular SummerSlam pay-per-view, so at ECW, Raw, they'll respectively have 4, because due to a rivalry that's currently happening in Raw, that cannot just end on any regular episode of Raw, it's going to end at SummerSlam, because why not? And then SmackDown, of course, they got the World Heavyweight title, and so due to King of the Ring winner Cesaro, he won King of the Ring, he's a SmackDown superstar, he changes for a World title, and it's going to be in the main event of SummerSlam, so SmackDown. Also here on SmackDown, we get the main event spot of the SummerSlam pay-per-view, so that's always a good thing, outmatching Raw and outmatching ECW, along with us perhaps doing the U.S. Title Open Challenge, not necessarily sure. So for all listeners, he has not been confirmed to have a match on SummerSlam for the United States Championship with him defending it, but it's a U.S. Title Open Challenge, so it could happen at any time, to be fair. Well, in any matchup areas, then I see there, full now suplex by Carmella. Can this one be it? 2 count and a very close 3. Alexa Bliss just slipping away, and the Bliss DDT. Alexa Bliss's finishing DDT, along the Twisted Bliss, hits the DDT out of nowhere, and she picks up the victory, surprisingly. Alexa Bliss hitting that devastating DDT that's just called a DDT, and it's her finisher, and it doesn't have a name, but it's just called a DDT, but whatever. She picks up victory here tonight against Carmella. An impressive showing by Carmella. She necessarily did not seem as a lackluster competitor. That full Nelson suplex, that looked very awfully close to a 3 count. And that was like 2.9 at its best. 2.99. That was super close. Could have been a nice non-title victory for Carmella, and perhaps make the make the SmackDown Women's Championship matchup between Naomi and Alexa Bliss a triple threat. But yes, Carmella did lose. We shall see what happens next week between her and Alexa, or if Naomi could get into the mix, because Naomi is still number one contender. World title, well, not for the world title here tonight, but World Heavyweight Champion, Aleister Black takes on Bray Wyatt. And, Wyatt shoves him down. Off the ropes he goes, nails him down with the clothesline to the back of the head. Off the ropes goes Aleister Black, big back body drop. Now it's Bray Wyatt in control here. Imagine Bray Wyatt to pick up victory against Aleister Black. Throws him up in the air once again. Aleister Black, he is a cruiserweight. Bray Wyatt, he is a heavyweight. And so this is a little bit not unfair, because Aleister Black, he can hold his all here. He's doing a whole lot of big boots. He usually does those like knee strikes, or those bicycle kicks, or those bicycle knee strikes. Doing a big boot here tonight off the powerbomb, only a 2 count. Could have been a very close 2 count. Sort of was kind of close. And Aleister Black has him, the Warrior Death Clutch here to Bray Wyatt early on in this match. He tried to make Dolph Ziggler tap out multiple times with that at the Bound for Glory pay-per-view back in week 14. Yeah, week 14. So that, of course, that was 5 weeks ago. And now Bray Wyatt, 5 episodes ago. In like 4 weeks ago. I don't know. I really don't try to keep these in weekly order, because I want to do as much as I could possible. But to be fair, they actually end up being in like weekly order, to be fair, because I just get too lazy to do them. Anyway, Bray Wyatt's here. Off the ropes, nails the splash. And Aleister Black not going to sell it. Surprisingly enough, Black, of course, is world champion. The first ever world champion here on SmackDown. He's been holding the title since week 6 when he won it at the Nelson Run period. So he's been holding it for 13 weeks, which also is the equivalent of 4, 8, 12. 3 months. He's been holding that title for 3 months now. And now I just noticed how long the title reign has been. But he's been holding that title for 3 months exactly, if you want to count, because 4, 8, 12 weeks, that'll count as 3 months. So then there's week 19. He's been holding that since week 6. 19 minus 6, yeah, 13. I hate math. I don't know why I'm bringing math into this. By the way, let's go back to the action here. Of course, Cesaro. We could have Cesaro versus Aleister Black, Cesaro versus Dolph Ziggler, Cesaro versus both Black and Ziggler. In a triple threat at SummerSlam. Either way, it's going to be an amazing matchup. Cesaro, of course, an amazing competitor. King Cesaro, as he's now known as. Cesaro, he still has the likeness of the crowd. The crowd is still behind Cesaro. He hasn't done anything to recently betray them. So Cesaro is definitely a fan favorite here. But now he's King Cesaro, so hopefully the cockiness does not get to Cesaro's head. It hasn't yet, but it could perhaps happen now that he's King of the Ring winner. Off the ropes, well, not off the ropes, but the big bye-bye drop, only a 2 count though. Off the ropes goes Aleister Black, nails the leg drop. Off the ropes he goes again, and big boot, nice combination by Black. And well, there you go, the one-leg kick, the one-leg missile drop kick, another one of those. Just launching his foot, and now the Warrior Death Clutch to Bray Wyatt once again. That's definitely a dangerous Dragon Sleeper. Definitely could put away his opponent, but Bray Wyatt with the counter to the face cutter. Surprisingly enough, Wyatt pulling out that one out of nowhere. And now nails a splash. This time he keeps Black down into the pin. Can this one be it? Bray Wyatt almost picking up a victory. If Wyatt is to defeat the champion in a non-title contest, it could perhaps even become Wyatt versus Black, Wyatt versus Ziggler, Wyatt versus Cesaro if Wyatt does get like another title opportunity. Like next week, something like that. There's not a title opportunity for Wyatt though. Non-title. But to be fair, the ones in the picture, if Bray Wyatt is to win this, he inserts himself into the world title picture with champion Aleister Black, challenger with the rematch clause Dolph Ziggler, and the ring winner Cesaro. So SmackDown's main event division could get even more expanded if Bray Wyatt is to win this. But we shall see what happens there. And now Wyatt has him, nails him down with that neck breaker, backwards neck breaker. And now, well, just running right into a kick by Black. And Black, well, he runs to another bye-bye drop. Those back body drops have been working miracles for the Eater World's Bray Wyatt's sister Abigail out of nowhere. The Russian leg sweep, because that's the closest to looking like Sister Abigail. Can this one be it? Wyatt kicks out. Black kicks out. As the Black kicking out, just in the nick of time at 2. If he didn't, well then for sure, Bray Wyatt has inserted himself into the world title picture by defeating world champion Aleister Black in, of course, a non-title contest, but he still inserted himself into the picture. But no, Wyatt not in the picture yet. Of course, General Manager Jim Cornette, he makes the rules here. He's been very, very non-biased. unlike certain other people over on Raw, Eric Bischoff. But Bischoff, he hasn't done anything too crazy. The only thing he actually did crazy was to the Hardy Boys in the beginning of Humorous Mode with the whole Raw tag title situation with the Brood and Eric Bischoff. Not like the Hardy Boys, but then again, we shall see on how that works out. So far, Bischoff, he's been a non-biased general manager on Raw as of late. He's giving the woman the opportunity to go on SummerSlam for the Raw Women's Championship with the 2 triple threats that he did announce a couple weeks back. So yes, there we go. The crowd, they still do hate Bischoff though, but they did like that announcement. And we know Black talking to the crowd, nails the big boot, but if anything, this crowd definitely behind Aleister Black. Although Black, he does everything for himself, right? He doesn't do it for the joy or displeasure of the crowd. He doesn't do any cheap tactics. He doesn't do any necessarily... Well, he doesn't really do cheap tactics, but then again, he doesn't necessarily do, I don't know, clean tactics. I don't know what I'm trying to say here, but I'm not going to say the crowd behind Aleister Black. But Black, I guess he really just doesn't care who's behind him or not. He cares about being the best here on SmackDown, and currently this way he is the best here on SmackDown. And now, perhaps the face card, and yes, he nails it. Nails the face card to Bray Wyatt into the pin, slowly walking into the pin, and this one has to be it, and it is. Current World Heavyweight Champion Aleister Black walks out here tonight with the victory over the leader world's Bray Wyatt. And well, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. Now, I'm being told here we need to change our cameras back to the inside the ring. Dolph Ziggler and Aleister Black, they're having a little confrontation. Well, let's go and see what's happening. And well, ladies and gentlemen, Ziggler walking up to Black, super kick. Aleister Black staring Ziggler down, pulls off super kick, another super kick, and here comes that classic, the signature super kick part of Dolph Ziggler. He's doing super kicks all over the place. He doesn't even know where he's super kicking. Just seeing that fucking says. After the ropes, he's now going. Missed that one, Black. Oh, he caught him, has him up, power bomb by the World Heavyweight Champion. And now Black trying to do something there, nails him down with a kick. And now, just a simple moonsault, trying to do anything he could to wear down Ziggler. Big boot to the back of the head. Ziggler making a statement here. Well, Dolph Ziggler perhaps getting a little desperate here. Ziggler, he hasn't done any cheap tactics at all here in Humorous Mode. Perhaps getting a little desperate. Nails the super kick. This perhaps desperation. Or perhaps just a message being sent by Dolph. Because at this point, this is not the displeasure of the fans. But to some fans, this is also not the pleasure. Ziggler, he's doing a little bit some... I think this would call it desperation. Or just simply send a message to Aleister Black here. Attacked him. This is not something Ziggler would usually do. But then again, doesn't seem like he's all too angry. But we shall see. Send a message to Aleister Black. Is he multiple just maneuvers here. Another super kick. And Black. Another super kick. There it goes. Dolph Ziggler with super kick to Aleister Black. As Black not doing too well now, is he? And as Dolph Ziggler just sending up the announce table back up here. Taunton. On top of the chair as well. Well, sitting on chair. And another super kick. Dolph Ziggler is the man possessed here. Unloading. Onto Aleister Black. Has him. Oh no. Oh no. Zigzag onto the announcer's table. Onto the commentator's desk. By Dolph. And Ziggler taunting in the middle of the ring. Walks off. And he goes backstage. And well, ladies and gentlemen, Dolph Ziggler, a very, very clear message sent by Dolph Ziggler to the World Heavyweight Champion Aleister Black. And well, ladies and gentlemen, Black, nice victory, good matchup between him and Bray Wyatt. And now Ziggler, just like I said, this is our desperation. Something that Ziggler, he's going to add in a new attitude or a new element to himself here that we haven't seen of Dolph Ziggler here in Humorous Mode, because he's definitely been a fan favorite. But now those actions, they definitely could be a little bit questionable, or just simply setting and putting a message out there by Dolph Ziggler to World Champion Aleister Black, and perhaps King of the Ring winner Cesaro, who did lose to Cruiserweight Champion Seth Rollins. And well, ladies and gentlemen, speaking of which, Rey Mysterio, he is in action next week. And Rey Mysterio, of course, number one contender for the Cruiserweight Championship. He'll be showcased next week. So there you go. That was the episode of Humorous Mode for SmackDown Week 18. There we go. That was good. So we're going to be doing this for every episode of Humorous Mode. We'll simulate 3 matches. We'll play, and by play I mean watch, and then, choreograph by playing as both characters in the other matchup. And if not, then we'll just like usually just watch all of them if they include tag team matches and some women matches. But I'm not necessarily sure about that yet, about the women's one. But for tag team ones, of course, we always watch those because tag team matches are annoying in this game. So yes, there we go. Thank you all for watching this episode of Viewers Mode. Catch you on the next one, which will be, well, it'll be highlights of main event superstars and NXT. So yeah, those are going to be fun. It's going to be boring, lackluster amount of great superstars, but hey, whatever. It's the joint branded shows, so it doesn't matter. And it's also the minor shows. Superstars main event, not necessarily anything special. NXT, those highlights will be uploaded after, of course, main event superstars, and those are actually usually good. So yeah, there we go. Thank you all for watching. Goodbye, and also, happy WrestleMania 34. I did predictions over my second channel, which of course is Y2J Rollins 918, and then the Too Sweet symbol. So yes, you guys go see that if you want to. Before Mania starts, it's currently 5:23. Not sure when I'm gonna upload this, but hey, where. Anyway, thank you all for watching. Goodbye.